Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hi.
Hey, we've got a pedal here for you.
Yeah, a preamp.
A preamp. Well, there's 3 in there.
I think there's more. Well,
A 3-amp.
It's a tri-amp.
Oh, gosh. Well, a new friend of ours, Jason Newberry from Parker McCollum's crew, he said, you got to check this out. He kindly put this in the mail, and he sent it over, and he said, they're not even paying me to do this. It's just great. Well, it's pretty cool, and we want to dig into it with you, so... So, real quick, Carson, why don't you pull up your paper and tell them about it?
Oh man, I'm gonna read it straight from the thing. Thank you for purchasing it. Just kidding. This is a cool little preamp where I don't know. Saturation seems like the name of the game. You're picking from a ton of flavor, in addition to being something you would build your entire pedal board around. The way it's got ins and outs and sins and dry and wet. Like
it's got a full effects loop. It's got a dry out XLR. It's got a wet out XLR. It's got a 1/4 inch out. I mean, it's got it all.
Yeah, like if you hated the preamp, if you hated how it sounded, it still wins on functionality. Like not much stuff is giving you this many options.
And it sounds good off.
It sounds amazing off. Spoiler alert, our favorite feature is the low pass filter.
Fantastic.
On the side in a button, and kind of again with the like, maybe you don't like saturation or whatever, you just use stuff pretty subtly. I kind of use stuff subtly depending on what I'm doing. That button works with the pedal off. So cool. Great ideas here. So this is the Capo, or I've heard other people say Capo. It's an Italian company. Y'all know I'm a convert to the Noble. I'm obsessed with the Noble. But the Noble doesn't overdrive. It's a clean DI. It's got a little bit of EQ. This, not only does it sound amazing and in a similar ballpark to some of the highest end expensive tube DIs that are popular right now, not only is it kind of in that range, but the saturation thing is so cool.
And what's really cool is not only does it have all these options and flavors, they're all usable.
Right. Everything is
good.
Usable.
It's not like, oh, that's cool. Never going to touch that. It's like, I would be messing with this all the time. It's very, very cool. We were going back and forth playing it, just thinking, wow, that's cool. No, that's cool.
Right.
I like that on. No, I like it off too. I mean, it's just endless opportunity on this pedal.
Right. The flavors I ended up liking the most out of it were more saturated than I expected, but smooth. I'm thinking about like, man, I would love this just as a dirt pedal. And it's got 2 sides. So looking at it real quick, and you know, again, we're looking at the manual. There's a lot of options here. So if we say something wrong, we apologize. But there's an A side and a B side.
That's right.
Right? And correct me if I'm wrong for what you know. As you're bringing this gain knob in, it's saturation. It's how much of that like thick. I don't know. It just sounds thick, but you've got this knob to the right of it.
Those are the 2 preamps. You got the J and the F preamps. One's more midsy boost. One's more high and low in focus.
Like Scoopy, yeah.
It's not aggressive, but then when you go in the middle, it's a very balanced, nice signal.
They say they've tuned it. This is where they think is the sweetest balance of both of it. I really liked a little bit more of the mid boost, but with this pedal, things are stacking. So depending on where you've set your EQ, you might like it somewhere different depending on if you're boosting a mid or cutting a mid or whatever you're doing down here. Level is your output. Then it's got a 3-band EQ. Bass is at 80 hertz, which is a great frequency.
Good spot. For
a bass knob. Shelving style. Again, we've got this low pass filter right here that affects that EQ too, because this high end is at 4K plus or minus. And so you can boost some of your high end, but low pass some of the unnecessary ultra high end. And then, always love this, a parametric mid knob.
We love a sweepable mid.
Sweepable mid. So you can really dial in not only your tone, but really it's like overdrive does some particular stuff to mids, good and bad, especially if you've taken your bass, ever plugged it into a guitar pedal, as you drive it harder and harder, it's like it loses some low end, loses, sometimes some high end. It kind of honks it down. And a lot of times a parametric mid or something is like the cure for that. We got another side. Will you tell us about that?
Yeah, we got the B side. This is where you're going to be able to dial in some serious gain. It is extremely mild to very hefty.
Yep.
You've got basically a gain knob, a master, like a volume, like a level knob of that, and that's it for that side. And then the only other huge to mention function is you can actually toggle which side comes first. So you can go A to B or B to A, depending on how you're feeling. Again, just covering the bases.
Yep.
All the options that you could want, they've got.
Yeah, and then this blend is blending in the left side area, and that's why they kind of put this line right here. It's what you're blending to the overdrive, and then this gain is how hard you're hitting the overdrive, and the level is so you can level match it if you want with the other side, or give it a little bit of a boost, which is how I would use it. I didn't find myself wanting this side of the preamp on all the time. I wanted it later or for a really specific sound, but I found the A side to be way more my jam.
And I guess rounding all that off, you've got two buttons up top.
Yep.
You've got a bite and you've got a deep switch.
Yep.
And both are very, very cool and exactly what you think they would do.
Except, I was just reading this, something we missed even when we were playing it. The deep switch works on everything. The bite switch adds a high mid boost, but only to the F circuit. So that's why we weren't hearing it do a whole lot until I was sweeping it over here. It's like they thought of everything.
The knob feel is great.
Yeah,
everything feels premium. Quit that. Everything feels premium, and it's what I would want on a board that's going to see the floors of bars and arenas and everything. Like, I mean, it can do it all. It's going to take that road wear. But I'd also use it in the studio. So
yeah, it is a great flavor.
Well, man, overall, very cool. Shout out to Jason for throwing this our way.
Yeah, thanks, man. We really appreciate you.
And thanks, Jad, for making something cool for us to check out. So hope y'all find this helpful and stick around for a couple more. So.
See ya.